Ivan woke up to the sound of the alarm clock, feeling his bones protest as he got up. He was 65 years old, but his age didn't prevent him from taking care of his 35-year-old daughter, Flávia. Flávia had lost the ability to move her legs after a severe accident at the age of 10. Since then, Ivan had been caring for her with dedication. He gently woke her up, noting her face still held a childlike expression. After helping her dress and taking her to the bathroom, they had breakfast together. During the meal, Ivan noticed something unusual. Flavia's toes moved slightly. Intrigued, he began to observe more closely. He also noticed subtle movements in her hands and an almost imperceptible change in the way she sat. At night, after putting Flávia to bed, Ivan pondered whether it was possible that she wasn't really paralyzed. Although he reprimanded himself for such a thought, the doubt was already planted. The next day, Ivan started his routine of taking care of Flávia, but he couldn't shake the thoughts from his mind. Flávia, with her slight movements and a different sparkle in her eyes, seemed to be hiding something. After feeding her and placing her in front of the TV, Ivan went to his room and began rummaging through old boxes with photos and newspaper clippings of the accident. He wondered if there was something he had missed all these years. He found a newspaper clipping about the accident that had taken the lives of his wife and other daughter, leaving Flávia paralyzed. Sadness enveloped him as he remembered those days, but the doubt about Flavia's paralysis persisted. Ivan decided to install hidden cameras around the house. He felt bad for distrusting his daughter, but he needed to know the truth. The next morning, he reviewed the recordings and was shocked to see Flávia get up from the wheelchair and walk to the bathroom, quickly returning to her original position when he approached. Ivan spent the day watching the recordings, seeing Flávia perform actions that should be impossible for someone paralyzed. He felt betrayed, questioning everything he knew. That night, he put Flávia to bed and decided he needed more proof before confronting her. In the following days, Ivan treated Flávia with more affection, trying to understand the reason behind the lie. One day, upon seeing Flávia try to walk in the backyard and fall, he decided to confront her. He asked why she had pretended for so long. Through tears, Flávia confessed that after the accident, she feared disappointing her father and those around her. Initially, she really couldn't walk, but when she noticed small progress, she chose to maintain the lie to avoid school and social life. Ivan promised to help her regain the strength in her legs and deal with the emotional traumas. They scheduled appointments with a psychologist and a physical therapist. Despite her nervousness, Flávia began to open up and show physical and emotional progress. With her father's support, she became more independent and confident. Over time, Flávia started walking with the help of a walker and eventually managed to walk on her own. Ivan was proud but also saddened by the prospect of seeing her leave to live her own life. However, he understood that it was a necessary step for her independence. Flávia found a partner, got engaged, and started building her own life. In a vivid dream, Ivan received the approval of his deceased wife, who expressed pride and gratitude for his dedication. Feeling at peace, Ivan knew he had done the right thing by raising Flávia with so much love and dedication. After that dream with his late wife, Ivan felt a renewal of purpose. He realized that his mission was far from over. Flávia was now forging her own path, but Ivan knew he could still be an important figure in her life, offering support and wisdom. Flávia began making concrete plans to live on her own. She and Ivan spent several weeks looking for a suitable apartment, one that was accessible and had everything she needed to live independently. Ivan was worried but also proud of Flavia's determination. "Dad, I found the perfect place," Flavia exclaimed one day, showing photos of the apartment she had visited. Ivan scrutinized every detail, ensuring the place was safe and comfortable for Flavia. Together, they began organizing the move, buying furniture and necessary utensils for Flavia's new home. The first night Flavia spent alone in her new apartment was a mix of emotions for both of them. Ivan helped set everything up, and when it was time to leave, he felt a tightness in his chest. "I'll miss you, sweetheart," Ivan said, tears in his eyes. "I will too, Dad. But you'll always be here with me," Flavia replied, touching Ivan's chest where his heart beat. They hugged for a long time before Ivan finally left, giving one last loving look at his independent daughter. With Flavia living on her own, Ivan began to reflect on his own life. He had dedicated the last 25 years solely to caring for his daughter, and now it was time to take care of himself. He decided it was time to reconnect with old friends and resume hobbies he had set aside. Ivan met up with longtime friends for coffee, reminiscing about the good old days. They were impressed to see how Ivan had changed and how rejuvenated he seemed after so many years of exclusive dedication to Flavia. "Ivan, you've always been an incredible father. Now it's time to live a little for yourself too," one of his friends said. Ivan rediscovered his passion for gardening. He spent hours tending to his garden, planting new flowers and vegetables. Gardening became a form of therapy for him, bringing him peace and satisfaction. He also started attending dance classes for seniors, where he met new people and had a lot of fun. Dancing brought a new vigor to his life, and he cherished every moment of learning and socializing. Despite living on her own, Flavia and Ivan maintained a strong connection. They spoke every day, sharing details of their lives and offering mutual support. Flavia talked about her physical therapy and psychotherapy sessions, while Ivan shared his adventures in gardening and dancing. Flavia was doing very well on her recovery journey. With the help of her physical therapist, Marcelo, and her psychologist, Dr. Angela, she made remarkable progress. Her legs were stronger, and she could already walk short distances without support. Additionally, she was learning to manage her emotions healthily, leaving behind the guilt and shame she felt for faking her paralysis. The story of Flavia and Ivan began to attract local media attention. A journalist learned about their journey and proposed writing an article about their incredible story of overcoming and love. Initially, Ivan and Flavia were reluctant but realized that their story could inspire others to never give up. In time, Flavia found someone special in her life. She met Lucas, a kind and understanding young man who supported her in all her decisions. They started dating, and eventually Lucas proposed to Flavia. Ivan was emotional upon hearing the news, feeling proud and relieved to see his daughter finding happiness. Flavia's wedding was a beautiful and emotional event. Ivan walked his daughter down the aisle, tears of joy in his eyes. During the ceremony, Flavia and Lucas exchanged heartfelt vows, promising to love and support each other in all circumstances. That night, after the wedding, Ivan sat on his porch, looking at the stars. He reflected on his life and everything he had accomplished. He felt at peace, knowing he had raised a strong and independent daughter who was now beginning a new life with someone who truly loved her. Ivan knew his journey was not over. He still had many years ahead, full of new experiences and challenges. But for the first time in a long time, he felt free and happy, ready to embrace the future with hope and determination.